This recording is for Chapter 21 and 22, and you'll notice that my voice changes throughout the video because I made it in 2 or 3 settings. One of the things I forgot to do was give you the password in the middle of the video, so I'm giving it to you at the beginning. The password is jaded, or the secret word is jaded, which is bored or apathetic after experiencing too much of something. Jaded. And Chapter 21 has some of my favorite things in it. It's dealing with quick parts. And if you go to Insert, and then you go to Quick Parts, let me maximize my screen so you can see it without, there we go, Quick Parts. You have several options here. You've already learned about the building blocks organizer, where you can go here and you can insert things that you want to have, cover pages and so forth. But you can see here at the top the auto text. This is where I've made those little comments that I make when you get 100% on your paper, so that I don't have to type that every single time. I don't have to type that out, but I've been able to do just an auto text to get it to come up. So I'm going to redo this one, Sandy's signature. So let me delete this. If I don't delete it, it'll just say, do you want to override it? Because I want to show you auto text. Auto text is one of my favorite things, and it will do all of the formatting. It'll remember all your formatting, colors, pictures that you put in, and so forth. So I'm going to show you a signature first. And normally, because everybody does block letters, it'll just be here on the left side. But just so you can see the formatting all takes place properly, I'm going to indent it the old way to the 3-inch mark and say sincerely, and 2, 3, 4, and say Sandy Granberry, M.E.D., and hopefully Ph.D. before the end of the year. Wizard of Creativity. And now I'm going to put in my actual signature. So I'm going to put a picture in. So I'm going to insert a picture, and hopefully I can find it without a big fuss. If not, I'll pause the video. And since I went to pictures, it went to my pictures in my computer, and I've got a lot because I've been journaling. Go down here. Oh, there it is. There's my signature. Click that. Click Insert. Now you remember all the things you've learned about Insert. You can change the formatting so that it's in line or in front or whatever you want to do. If there was a line that it was on, I would put it behind, and then the line can go through it and you wouldn't have any problem. If the signature is too big because it's just a picture, you can resize it and make it look the way you want to. And I think I'll actually take this out and this out, because that looks a little better. So now I've done my whole signature. That's the way I want it to go on every letter, and I don't want to have to go through that process every time. So what I'm going to do is select my signature, and then I'm going to go to Insert and Quick Parts, and I'm going to say Auto Text. And here down at the bottom, I'm going to say Save Selection to Auto Text Gallery. Now it wants you to give it a name. So I'm going to name it Sandy Sig, because that's what I do everywhere to remember where it is. And it's telling you that it's saving it in your normal dot, which is a new blank piece of paper. So any new document you do, you'll have access to this. Now I'm going to click OK. Now, just to show you how it works, I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to type Sandy. Oh, there it is. It popped right up. All I have to do is press Enter, and my signature goes in as it's supposed to. So just so you can see what happens if that doesn't pop up, you can do F3 and it'll pop up. So if the little automatic text thing, the little, I can't think what it's called, that little box that pops up doesn't come up, F3 will make your auto text show up. So now I'm going to show you how to just insert a picture. So I'm going to just go to Pictures, and I'm going to insert a gold star, if I have one here. I think I might. Maybe under BYUI, huh? It's a possibility. BYUI. And nah, those are other things I did for BYUI. So let me go down here a little ways further and see if maybe I have a gold star. There we go. There's my gold star. So I'm going to insert it, and it's going to be way too big, so I'm going to resize it to little, if I can get my cursor on there. Okay, so now I'm going to make it little, a little smaller, so I could give you a gold star if you did something good. So all I have to do is select it, go to Insert, Quick Parts, Auto Text, Save Selection to Auto Text Gallery, and give it a name. Now they put in an asterisk, but I'm going to put in gold star. Okay? Then I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to delete it. Now I'm going to type the words gold star. Oh, look, nothing popped up, and that's because there's no text. It's only an image. So now I'm going to have to do F3, and I got the gold star. And it will put it wherever your cursor is. Okay, I wanted to show you one other thing in the Quick Parts Building Blocks Organizer. You're going to learn quite a bit about this and how to change things in here. And the book is really clear on how to do that, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but I want to show you how to manage this a little better. You can sort them by name. So if you've named something a particular thing, you can click on Name, and then everything shows up in alphabetical order here. If you know it's in a gallery, for instance, it's an auto text, or it's a biograph, whatever that stands for, or it's a cover page, you can just sort by the gallery. And you can also sort by category, which tells you it's simple, it's built in, it's, I think there's one for general, disclaimers, see page numbers, so that's a category. And then if it's in a template, because one of the things you'll learn to do is how to save. I don't think I have any in here. There's save. Oh yeah, here's in normal dot. I've actually saved those are the ones I've created. They're actually in the normal dot. These are built in, so they're pretty much everywhere. But you can actually, in a template, decide which of these building blocks will be available in that template. And at my job, that's really beneficial because we have documents that are created specifically to set up Arizona law, ARS, and they have to have specific styles, colors, numbering, font, everything. And so when anybody's working in those, they pull up the template that has all of those building blocks built in. Another thing you can do is, if you see here, I've got chapter 6 on this one. It's a big pain in the neck for me to have to type chapter 6, so I changed that this time so that all I have to do is go 06. And then it'll change the actual name. And let me go back to names. And then here you see it doesn't say chapter 6 anymore, it says 06. And I'll go to auto text again, and then you can see here I've got chapter 18, and I will edit the properties. I'll tell it just to be 18, so that's all I have to type to get that to come in. And then it'll go to just 18, and there you see it went away. Here's chapter 4. I can change that to just 04 and click OK. You're better off to have 2 or 3 letters or numbers instead of just 1. And another thing for you to know, okay, so that's this I wanted to show you, but another thing for you to know is if I type in Sandy and I don't want my signature to show up, I can just keep going and it'll go away. So Sandy, and there it is. I'm just going to keep going, and it goes.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the autocorrect options. Those are found under File and Options, and then Proofing. And here you have your autocorrect options. When you click on that, these are things that will autocorrect. So for instance, when you type parenthesis, C, parenthesis, you're going to get the copyright symbol. And with E, I made this one, you get the euro sign. So you can make any that you want. You see the smiley faces and the frowny faces are in there. All of these things, a lot of things are in there for you. This is really good if you have something that you always spell wrong. For instance, if you type Arizona wrong, let's say instead of Arizona, I type Arzone, A-R-Z-I-O-N-E, okay? And if that's something that you do all the time. So A-R-I-Z-O-N-E. So I've corrected the spelling. So if I spell it A-R-Z-I-O-N-E, it'll correct it for me automatically. But you have to click on Add when you put one in there. And you click OK and OK. So if I type A-R-I-Z-O-N-E, oops, it didn't work. That's because I spelled it wrong this time. A-R-Z-I-O-N-E, I-O-N-E. There we go. Error. But I spelled it wrong when I made the correction under options. So let me go in there and fix that. Proofing, autocorrect, A-R-Z, and change this to an A. I didn't even notice it. Replace, yes, okay, okay. Now, I'm going to type. Okay, so it worked this time. When you put something in and you know you spell it wrong all the time, I should have picked something I spell wrong all the time. And then you can put in under File, Options, Proofing, and Autocorrect Options, you can put in how you spell it wrong and replace it with how to spell it right. Now here you can make exceptions. So these are things that the book will take you through. If you don't want to correct initial caps, like at the beginning of a sentence, or someplace where you put in a capital letter and then you don't get your finger off the shift key fast enough so the second letter gets capitalized as well. So you can make exceptions for specific things. You can do math and auto format as you type. These are things that you'll find out as you go along, and especially if you're working in a company where they have specific needs. As an example, the ordinals, first with superscript, sometimes cannot be used in legal documents, so that may have to be turned off. Hyphenations turned into dashes if your company has a specific way they need things. When we do the laws for the Arizona Revised Statutes, we have to specifically do them all the same way, and I believe they're all dashes, not two hyphens. And then auto format as you type. This allows you to change straight quotes to smart quotes, turn on automatic bullets and numbering. So all of these things are things that you can actually customize as you go through the book and learn how to use it. Now, I want to show you about this quick access toolbar. You'll see I have several things on mine. Anytime you make a macro and you use a button, it goes up here on the quick access toolbar. But if there are things that you use all the time that you need quick access to, so like if you're over on the View tab and you need something that's on the Home tab and it's something you use all the time, there's an easy way to put things up here on this. For instance, I use the strike through a lot. So if I just right click on strike through, I can add it to the quick access toolbar, and there it is. So no matter where I am, I have access to that option. Okay, and you can do that from any tab, anything on here that you use all the time. Okay, so if there's something that you want to put on the quick access toolbar and it's not on one of the ribbons, and you need to add it up here, so you can click on the pull down menu, click on More Commands, and then you're on the quick access toolbar. And if you look here, this matches what's on my quick access toolbar up here. Now I'm going to tell it to show me things that are not on the ribbon, and I'm going to go down to checkboxes, and I'm going to do a form control checkbox, and I'm going to click on Add, and then I'm going to say OK, and now it's up here on my toolbar. So if I need to put in a checkbox, all I have to do is click on that little box and say whatever. And so then when you send this to somebody, they double click on it and you can say checked, and then they have a checkbox. So that you can put anything up here that is convenient for you. Now that should do it for chapters 21 and 22. I hope you have a good time. If you're not having fun, why bother?